What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Thomas. I am here with the creative minds of Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood here at ScareLA. Chris Williams, John Murdy, thank you so much for a great presentation with fantastic music. And I just want to know what both of you are thinking. Universal Monsters, it's finally happening. Dream Maze, John, right? Yeah. Dream Maze.
Yes, totally awesome. Yeah. So excited to be able to bring this forward and to be able to bring it to this year to Halloween Horror Nights. And just, you know, we have really dialed in all these new characters and all the new looks for them, but still claiming that old vibe of them. Oh, it's going to be awesome. It really is.
And I have a question quickly. This has been going for so many years, right, this idea. So what has changed either significantly due to technology, or has it always stayed the same, this idea of the Universal Monsters?
It's kind of about like facing your fears in a strange way, because every year you and I have designed Horror Nights. We always start out with, you know, the list of properties, and it could be like 40 properties that we're considering. Yeah. This is always on it.
Oh, absolutely.
Every year it's on it, and then for some reason we cross it off.
Yeah.
And it's always because we've talked about this a lot in the past. It's that challenge of taking something that was terrifying in 1931 and making it scary to a modern audience, but doing it in a way that's still respectful of where it came from and still true to its iconic roots.
There you go.
And that's just something that I wasn't willing to, you know, and you weren't either.
No.
Every year we just go, no, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. And then we finally got to this point this year where we just, you know, back during Horror Nights last year, we just looked at each other and went, all right, we've been doing this 13 years. We've had an excuse for 13 years. Let's do it.
Lucky number 13.
Yeah, lucky number 13.
And it seemed like the right timing too, and everything. Yes, it did actually.
Like, you know, I think we had enough experience, you know, doing all these mazes over the years that, you know, I think we had something really solid in our mind about how to make them work for a modern horror audience.
Yeah.
And it starts with that idea. Once you have that seed of an idea, and you know that's where the leaping off point, then it all starts to happen.
Yeah, and you know, we just didn't want to like really super contemporaryize these. You know, we really wanted to keep that classic feeling and look, and even within the sets as well. You know, when you think of like these horror films, big expansive sets, you know, we've taken everything and really condensed it down to really make it scary, actually, as you're walking through tight corridors and hallways through the stone castle.
And it was a conscious choice too, to not just simply go, okay, Frankenstein, it's alive, okay, let's do the it's alive scene, we're gonna have to, you know, to make it a black and white maze, which we talked about. Those are all things we talked about. But we decided, we already did that. It was called House of Horrors years ago. And we wanted to try to do something different.
And you know, within that House of Horrors maze, one thing at the end in my mind is like, it was really good, but we had our lab scene. But this time around, we're really able to take this lab scene and do some really cool, great effects. So we really got a great ending on this. Yeah. Looking forward to this.
We're literally blowing everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to just get blown to smithereens at the end of this maze.
So I want to talk a little bit about the graffiti that you showed. The examples show the creature of the Black Lagoon, and we're a bit bummed that we're not going to see him. But are we going to see him? Is it with the idea of the Easter eggs? Are they going to represent just those monsters that you listed, or are they also going to reach out to other creatures?
Whenever you design a maze, and this is true not just of this maze, but of any maze we've ever designed, we always have more scenes than we can fit. It always happens. And you know, we had designed a scene for this particular character, and then I remember I was working in Ireland, and I got an email from Chris, and he's like, "It's not working. We can't fit it." And I was just like, "Oh no, we're gonna have to take this scene and totally change it." And then we started thinking, well, you know, there is a future, hopefully, you know, down the road. You know, hopefully, you know, this is the test. If this thing is successful, then maybe there is a route to seeing that we designed the character. We already have the design. So we know exactly what he's supposed to look like and everything. But, you know, it isn't a bad thing to leave you wanting more. And for me, you know, in a lot of ways, I think the monster movie, the original cycle, ends with Jack Pierce. The last movie he did was The Wolfman, as far as the ones we're featuring. Creature was done by the Westmores in the 50s, and it does get included into the classic Universal Monsters, but it really does belong in that 50s sci-fi horror, you know, threat of nuclear attack horror movie that was existing in that particular time period. So I didn't have a problem with drawing the line at the Wolfman.
No, I didn't either, you know. And if you really think about him and what he is, he's a creature suit. You know, there's an expense to that, and if you saw our presentation, and how many custom sculptures that we're doing.
There are so many characters
Yeah.
you have to create for
Yeah.
this attraction,
So-
just out of the gate. So
Yeah.
much more than any other maze, you know. So,
Yeah.
but you know, you never know
It's
what'll come down the road.
absolutely,
But we've got
yes.
it. It's all designed. We know exactly what to do with it. So.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Gentlemen, thank you so much, and we will see you all again in the future.